Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Hannah. I'll be your host for today, and welcome to MAAP Talks. So, MAAP, the Multimedia Arts Association of the Philippines, is the first ever professional organization for multimedia arts in the Philippines, bringing together freelancers like all of us, professional on all multimedia platforms like all of us again, agencies and schools in the hopes of establishing itself as the cornerstone of Filipino multimedia arts, enriching its members with a strong national and international network, professional support, and opportunities for capacity building through seminars, workshops, and a lot of national conventions. So watch out for that. So this map talk is in partnership with Phil IT System Design Solutions Co. Phil IT System Design Solutions Co. is a software development company based in the Philippines that provides custom software perfectly developed according to the rules and processes of any client. Phil IT System Design Solutions Co. will allow you to manage and monitor your entire business, organization, or any institution through your computer or mobile phone wherever and whenever. Another partner is Only Web Hosting. It is the choice of a lot of bloggers, web designers, graphic designers, photographers, businesses, and the like. So if you are one of those, or if you are interested in starting your own website, Only Web Hosting is the best. As seasoned web developers ourselves, we know what good website hosting is: helpful tech support, budget friendly prices, and of course, industry standard web hosting platform. That is what makes Only Web Hosting the go-to web hosting provider in the Philippines. Now, 17 years in the industry, quite simply, you can't go wrong with Only Web Hosting. So, without further ado, welcome to our second episode for this year's MAAP Talks 2022 Creative Entrepreneurship. Our guest for today is the very beautiful Valerie Harley Hyonko. Valerie Harley will be sharing her decade-long experience working for different industries that honed her to lead in business and creativity. She has recently completed her master's degree in arts and cultural leadership in Singapore with a research focused on creative entrepreneurship for Filipino creatives. She is also an abstract artist who has exhibited in Manila, New York, Berlin, and Milan. Oh my gosh, I want to be like her. So, Valerie is the founder, creative director, and producer of Willow Creative House, as guided by the philosophy brands first, people always. See the works of Willow Creative House at http://www.willowcreativehouse.com or connect with Valerie through her LinkedIn account, Valerie Harley. Now, without further ado, please give a round of applause or emoji applause for Valerie Harley. Yay!
Hi everyone! Oh my god, thank you. Thank you, Hannah, for the introduction. And of course, thank you, Ma'a, for inviting me to be here. So please please feel free to I guess maglagay ng cue o mag-send ng questions if there's anything that you need me to clarify about my presentation. So again, thank you very much everyone for taking your time to be here. So yeah, I'll start. I'll share my screen in a bit. Okay, hi. So everyone can see my screen, right? So this is, I think that's the default na, no, when starting any presentations on Zoom. Can everyone see my screen? So hopefully yes. So thank you, Miss Hannah, for the introduction. So again, hi everyone, I'm Valerie. I'd like to call myself a generalist, but mostly a creative entrepreneur. So currently, I'm a brand director in Singapore, and like previously mentioned, I'm also the founder and creative director of Willow Creative House based in the Philippines. So Okay, this one was discussed na, so that's fine. And then, kung ayaw nyo i-type yung website namin, you can just scan this QR code and then it will lead you to the website. So you can find out more about what we do, and what we've done, the clients that we handle, and of course, a team that, that brings everything together. So if you guys have, if you could spare like a few seconds for me, I'll just show you my demo reel, or our demo reel. I'm so sorry about that. So, yes, hope it plays. So there you have it. So, um, okay, I think one of the common questions that I usually get is like, paano ka nag-start, or when did you realize to start your own business? Honestly, it's not something na pinlano ko talaga, or parang yung na-set in stone ko that I wanted to start like a creative house. Like most of us here, I think I've seen the audience profile naman. I started as a multimedia artist. Um, I'm from CSB. I graduated. My bachelor's is in multimedia arts, and then I mean, like, raketera kasi ako since 16 years old. If I may share, sobrang na-culture shock ako pagdating ko sa school, because I really thought na I'm gonna learn everything in college. And then I'm gonna be ready after ko gumraduate. And then dun pala magsa-start yung career ko. But apparently it's a prank. Na-culture shock ako with how driven my batchmates are. So, that was very much my wake up call na okay, I need to start now. Kailangan ko mag-keep up because I don't know anything, and I thought dun pa lang ako magsa-start. So I had to be extra. I had to be a hustler right away pagkatungtong ko pa lang ng college. And then I started, as an MMA, as a multimedia artist. That's while in school, nag-freelance din ako. And then fresh from college, I applied as a multimedia artist. And then like after 3 or 6 months I was promoted to become the art director. But since it is, I mean, syempre, parang crazy, no? After wala pang 1 year na promote na agad. But then you have to understand that it's a startup. And there were so many things that happened there. So art director, but at the same time, I think I was also the business developer and project manager in one. So that was like a huge jump in terms of like a professional growth. And then after a while, I think it was also burnout. Na burnout or parang identity crisis. I think most of us can relate to that as well. Na meron from time to time nakaka-experience ng identity crisis. Tama ba to? Nasa tamang career ba ako? Am I happy? Mga ganon. Artist ba talaga ako or designer? So I also went through that. So I've decided na after being an art director, I wanted to apply somewhere else. Try ko lang. And then, so while waiting for job offers, nag-apply ako, and then I think I applied for a management in an agency, but then the whole process takes 2 to 3 months talaga kasi it's a management program. And then dun yung I wanted to be part of that. So while waiting, So, nurumaraket pa rin ako kasi I think na I can't be, parang masyadong chill. I need to be, stimulated pa rin. Dapat parati ako may ginagawa. So I started to name myself like as a creative consultant. Gumawa pa, I remember creating a business card kasi parang baka wala pang ganitong title. So I'll just, because I don't know what to call myself. Syempre nga, di ba, may identity crisis. Designer ba ako, illustrator ba ako, art director ba ako? Parang may nag-freelance ba gano'n? Syempre, that was like years ago. So hindi rin ako aware. So I just called myself like a creative consultant. And then, so obviously I did not get the job. Tapos I gave myself an ultimatum before. Sabi ko na parang, if hindi ko nakuha yung job dun sa dream agency ko, mag-freelance na lang ako. Ayan, hindi ko tuloy nakuha yung job. So, ayun. And then I think naman, it's a real blessing because while I was being a creative consultant, na-realize ko, and even my peers, that I'm handling like 4 or 7 accounts at the same time. Tapos I've been collaborating more with other professionals, with other creators, with other freelancers. Tapos parang I am also like directly coordinating dun sa mga business owners. So parang naging account manager and at the same time producer and then creative manager, mga ganun. So the same people that I work with encouraged me. Actually, they asked me, Val, why don't you just start or formalize the business? Kasi you already have the clients, you already have the people, so why not just go for it? So, ayun nga, again, like what I previously said, I know that I've always wanted to start a business, but hindi ko alam kung ano. And then, but like, alam mo yun, when you just really love doing something, diba? Parang minsan magugulat ka na lang na it's right in front of you na pala. So it's better for you to just grab it. And also because I need to acknowledge that I got really lucky na I belong in a very supportive creative network. So I think that's why I didn't want to call Willow Creative House an agency. It's a creative house and the creatives are welcome in our creative house. And then after 2 years, I've decided to pursue my master's. So I moved to Singapore. That's the main reason why I'm here. I wasn't really looking for a job. So and then in the middle of my master's, I like one of my cohorts. She's Norwegian. She wanted me to join their meeting kasi apparently she liked my performance in class. Tapos nakita niya yung track record ko and then sabi nila baka pwede ko maging consultant about their startup. Pero sabi ko naman, sige, G lang naman ako. Syempre, hindi ko sinabing G lang, di ba? Hindi naman niya makuha yung context nun. So, anyway, sabi ko, sige, let's, okay, I'll join the meeting, ganyan. And then when I met the founders, when I met the other founders and the investors, and then they actually liked how I work, and then my vision for the company, even if it's something na hindi ako directly involved. But I think as a creative, I'm naturally super invested kapag if I find something interesting. So I get really passionate about it. So eventually they offered me the brand director position. And I've been the brand director for a year already. So of course, I only shared the tip of the iceberg. And if I did not share those things, magmumukha siya or like may impression na pag nakita yung mga titles na to, mukha siyang smooth sailing or even planned out. But I just want to share that it's not. It's full of red flags. Like I think it's part of being a creative and also in the industry that we are part of. Na punong-puno ng red flags and there's so many problems that we go through. Even till now, I still have these problems. Like, nung MMA ako, kahit alam mo sabihing hustler ka, but how much do I charge before? It's 500 pesos for a poster. Naiyak pa ako nung nag-intern ako, tapos I got 1,000 pesos as an allowance. So, alam yun, may nakaka-relate ba dito? Lagyan nyo lang sa chat kung nakaka-relate kayo. But like, so, it happened. So, because again, why am I highlighting this part of my journey? Kasi people think that it's easy. Now, once you get the title, that's it. Like, it's perfect, right? Or parang, parang, oh, it's nice, wow, you're there. Parang, but for me, honestly, it's not all that. Na parang ito, ay, actually, naging conservative pa ako. Naging conservative pa ako sa mga red flags na nilagay ko dito. But, even if I've been in the industry for like over a decade, oh my God, over a decade na pala yun. Meron pa rin ako mga unpaid invoices from my previous clients na as in like years ago pa na hindi ko na mahabol. And then, until now, kahit meron kang magandang portfolio, binabarat ka pa rin. So, di ba, harsh talaga yung reality. And then, of course, the imposter syndrome, it's there. It's looming talaga. I don't know how to parang fight it ng mas diligently, but I'm just saying it's there. Maybe it's also humbling. It's also humbling kasi parang I never called myself successful. Or parang I never considered myself as I made it. I'm not being hard on myself. It's just that I just really love what I do, and the recognitions, opportunities like these are just bonuses for me. Because my priority is to actually produce or like create and solve problems. I'm just so happy na parang na I get to do all of these things in different forms, and I get to do it with great people that I learned from them. Like, I honestly, the creative industry in the Philippines, compared to the other countries, I'm not pointing out any countries that I've worked with and worked in, maganda yung work ethics and the quality work ng Filipinos. I just need to put it out there. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And also that inspired me to create my dissertation paper for my master's about creative entrepreneurship, because this is my journey and this is also the journey of my peers. I think if I could tell, like, most of the audiences are like students pa, diba? Or siguro some of the people here are in transition to a different track, or parang or in a different transition lang, or nagpapahinga. But I wish, like, when I was younger, I na-realize ko na there's more to our creative careers than being in an advertising agency. I grew up thinking na parang that's the end goal. You have to be in a creative or advertising agency just to make it. Na parang the only time that you will have your works published in a billboard is if you're part of a multi-global agency, or if you're part of a publishing company. But with creative entrepreneurship, I'm telling you guys, it's possible even if you're on your own. Okay, so an overview, like what I mentioned din kanina, and I think people can relate. Creative workers in the Philippines, diba, parang they're known to have multiple jobs. Even may day job sila. Meron pa yan 1 or 2 racket, or may mga side hustles pa. And then, even if we know that our peers, that our industry or Filipinos are naturally creative and hardworking, like high quality work talaga. Sometimes our fellow Filipinos, sila pa yung nagsasabi na it's hardly even work, right? Parang nade-dismiss tayo parati. And then, of course, syempre those companies na may budget to actually pay us, sila pa yung malakas din ng loob to exploit us with long hours, to hindi nasusunod yung scope of work, dine-delay yung payments. So ito yung harsh reality, diba? I'm not discouraging you guys to jump ship and everything, but I'm just saying this is the harsh reality that even I, like, even I have my own business, I have a stable job, pinagdadaanan pa rin to. So, what happened? Oh, there. So, all right. Oh, how come? Sorry, technical difficulties pa to. Sorry. Nag-aano siya dun sa sheets. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, okay na ba? Okay, yan, thank you. Ayan, so, why am I doing this? Or like, bakit ito yung inspiration ko to be, na parang gawin ko siya as my thesis? Ay, nagmo-move siya mag-isa. Sorry guys, kinakabahan yung deck ko. Okay, so creative entrepreneurship encourages individuals to develop and enhance. Oh my God, it's moving on its own. Kinakabahan ako dun. Okay, so it encourages one to develop and enhance their sustainable creative careers. So parang even if you're a freelancer, you can make it. So yun yung parang point of being a creative entrepreneur. And then also entrepreneurship, it is often overlooked as a significant factor of success. And then also one of the important things is actually yung my paper is to actually help multimedia art students to make better decisions when they pursue their careers. Because if this is something na I wish I knew earlier, at least I should write something about this. Well, as if may mababasa yung thesis ko, diba? But like, so this is something that I wanted to do to give back to the creative community. Like at least create a template that can help them find an alternative than being part of a big corporate, or parang when you find yourself now you don't feel like you belong anywhere else, that maybe you have to build yourself like a personal brand. And I'm just saying it's possible with creative entrepreneurship. So creative entrepreneurship is not like the typical business entrepreneurship na term, which is like commonly used, diba? Na parang dapat meron ka MBA or like a business background, something like that. But it's part of it, but it doesn't apply. Like the whole thing doesn't apply to it now. So the main definition of it is focused on the capabilities of creating one's own process of supporting and pursuing their creativity and autonomy. So why kung bakit siya magiging useful? Kasi based nga dun sa research ko na hindi siya dependent on any structures available wherever you are. Kasi you can like say with the political situation or wherever you are, institutional solutions, kahit marami yung demand, you can still leverage yourself if you know how to. So that's part of being a creative entrepreneur. So that's why it's more flexible. It makes you flexible regardless of wherever you are, on kung anong stage ka ng career mo, or what. Yeah. And then I need to mention then like the industry challenges na motivation drivers to pursue being a creative entrepreneur. First is the salary. Second is the creative expression, and third, value of your time. So most of the my other audio. So most of my responses to sa studies ko, even like with my peers, main reason nila kung bakit sila decide to become a freelancer or become a creative entrepreneurs is because of the salary. It's too low. Like wala pang current law or anything na may livable wage for us creatives, di ba? Parati pa rin tayo na-exploit. And then second, creative expression, na parang even if some professionals, even if they are paid well, hindi sila masaya. They still wanted to have their own creative touch out there. So they were able to do that. And then third is like value of your time. Sometimes, if it's not worth it, is it a 9 to 5 job, 8 to 6, or parang kahit freelancer ka, at least you get to put the value of your time. You get to dictate. So ito yung mga challenges na kung bakit namomotivate yung mga tao to become freelancers or creative entrepreneurs. And then, so yun nga, like what I mentioned before, a significant amount of people think or believe na yung pagiging entrepreneur, hindi siya napag-aaralan. Parang natural lang siya. But I'm telling you guys, it's not true. It's not true. Because based also on my study, it's these skills that you need to learn. And it's something that you can put your time and effort to learning to become one. So hindi siya yung tipong pag sinwerte ka lang if it's in your blood. Or if you have a family business and then ma-force ka to parang product ka of nepotism, mga ganun. But it's more of like, these are the things, take a screenshot, that's fine. These are the things that you have to learn or enhance para to become a creative entrepreneur, like a successful one. Of course, upskilling, commitment and perseverance, business acumen, taking risks and identifying opportunities is very important. Fifth is like networking, relationship management, and of course, innovative mindset. So these are the things that you should have if you want to be a creative entrepreneur. Di man siya nabibili na pag-aaralan siya. That's something that you should take note of. And then, with all of those skills, by na meron kami, well, kami, me and my peers, the people that I've worked with in the creative industry who was in the same track as I am, we were able to land these brands. Na parang we didn't need to become a big agency, or hindi namin kailangan maging corporate slave, or alam mo yun, we don't need to be part of like any conventional na system or structure to be able to do big things or meaningful things with big brands or small brands. We just need to become creative entrepreneurs. We just need to have those skills and then we can have everything if we want to. And then, oh my God, tas baka naluluhan na pala ako, no? And then, of course, like I kept saying kanina na meron akong mga peers din, di ba? So, I chose like different respondents na parang different models of being a creative entrepreneur. Because being a creative entrepreneur doesn't mean na kailangan may sarili kang business. Pwede kasing business mo yung sarili mo. That's one of the beautiful things about it. You get to sell yourself, your work, your network, things like that. So for example, see my Javi, he's a self-employed. Tapos he started as a lighting director and set designer. And then he has different sources of income. He has his freelance projects. Tapos being a set designer, he realized na he can also fabricate these things. And then he became so good at it. He also opened a small business that, home improvement na yung ginagawa niya. Aside from the fact na meron pa siyang freelance projects as a lighting director for commercials. And then of course, since he's a season na 27 pa lang, di ba? But he get to do all of these things kasi he knows how to look for opportunities or like detect or hanapin yung mga opportunities. And then, yung income pala nila dito, ito yung pandemic na nakukuha nila na net. So imagine, pre-pandemic, they're earning more than this, right? And they're just on their own. And then this one, si Ariana naman, she's also self-employed. She's a photographer, set designer, social media manager. And then sources of income niya, she's a set designer. Tapos occasional hand model din siya. Kasi yung sa network niya, nakita niya, it's a very lucrative racket. Like you can get like paid na para 5,000, 8,000 just to be there, just to use your hands. Diba? So parang, it doesn't have to be like your own career lang na talagang hand model ka lang forever. But it's something na nakita niya na may gap or something that she could fill in or pwede siya yung solution. Nagja-jump siya doon. And then of course, like she's a social media manager and also a photographer. So ang ginagawa niya minsan, nagpa-package siya sa mga clients niya para na sa kanya na lahat pumapasok yung trabaho. And her strategy is to have freelance projects and at the same time have retainer projects. Yeah. So parang ang target niya din yung mga MSEs, medium small enterprises, yeah. So ganun siya kasi parang for her, she doesn't need to compete with the bigger brands kasi there are other markets na pwede mong itap. And then of course this one is Margo. Margo is a self-employed food stylist and producer. So her sources of income, meron siyang sarili niya ng food stylist team. And then she also has her own freelance projects pagka kailangan na siya lang. And then she's also an occasional hand model because she knows how to cook. She knows how it works pagka alam mo yun. So like with Ariana, nakita din niya na there's potential din. Pwede din siya pagkakitaan. And then since her background is mostly with bigger productions, mas aware siya with how professional you have to be, or meron na siyang nakuhang training working with producers over time. So she became one. She's actually really good. Now I became a better producer because of her. So I think she's also here. So but then syempre mga hindi na to real names. And then since there's also the influx of food stylists and food photographers ngayon, diba? I think everyone can see lahat ng ginagawa nila dito, ng mga profiles ko dito, mas sobrang daming kalaban, even sa ICAP pa lang. Or even within your network pa lang, ang dami na gumagawa. So ngayon, she's looking for expanding her services. Something na mahirap i-import dito, but it's something na meron demand. So she took her time and nag-research siya. She became smart about it. Siya yung first supplier nun. So she's a pioneer. So imagine the things that you could do just parang if you just invest in yourself, or if you focus on upskilling and then finding opportunities and being smart, making smart decisions. So yeah. So the biggest takeaway in creative entrepreneurship is that you don't need a huge capital to be successful or to pursue opportunities for new businesses. One only needs to embody the creative entrepreneurial qualities and skills. You can treat yourself as your product, and that's it. Like you have to cultivate yourself, like find the things that you like and start businesses based on the things that you think na pwede siyang maging lucrative, or try to collaborate with other people and then learn from them. Or the more that you get to know the professional like the professional network, try to find gaps and find ways on how you can fill the gaps, and then maybe that's something that you can offer, diba? Parang why would you parang create a product or offer a service that anyone could just handle? It's basically it's basically treating yourself again as a product and offering something offering oh like sorry na wala ako, diba? So parang it's offering something na cannot easily be replicated, or always, or if it's something na similar na with your competitions, like as with your personal brand, or with the number of multimedia arts graduate in 6 months time, diba? Sobrang pare-pareho kayo, but you have to put yourself out there, diba? You have to put yourself out there and make sure na you're above them, or like you're above the competition. You have to set yourself apart. And I think the skills of being a creative entrepreneur can help you be that. So yeah, I think that's the end of my presentation with creative entrepreneurship. So I hope you guys picked up a thing or two. And yeah.